Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in again this week to Chic on the Cheap. So this week is the conclusion of our matching Easter outfits for 2013. If you watched last week, I bought an old prom dress from Goodwill for I think $6, somewhere around there, and cut it all up, and this week I'm putting all the pieces back together again to make some matching Easter outfits for my family for the end of this month, so check it out. So I'm going to start by showing you a bow tie that I'm making for my little boy, and this is very similar to my video called How to Make an American Apparel Hair Bow. Almost exactly. The only difference is we're going to add a neckband. So start with a square of material that's about 5 by 7, fold it in half, and sew around the corners just like this, leaving a small opening. From that opening, flip it inside out and press it down, iron it down. Next, you're going to make the middle band, so take a piece of material that's about 6 inches by an inch, fold it in half, and this you're also going to do the same thing for our neck band, which is about 15 inches by an inch. Fold them both in half and sew right down that line where you folded them in half, the two edges, and then flip them inside out, so you have two tubes of material, one 15 and one a little bit shorter. Take the shorter one and wrap it around the square that you just made and pinch off where it's going to where you're going to create that loop. Take that to your sewing machine, sew it down in place, and then all you need to do is cut off the excess of that strip so that you're left with just a little loop, and then flip that loop inside out so that the selvage is on the inside, the raw edges are on the inside. Next, we're going to go back to that neck piece. It should be about 15 inches long. It's better to make it longer than shorter. And to finish it off, I just sewed the end shut, and then I hot glued 2 pieces of Velcro on it so that it would Velcro together. And from here, all you need to do is take your bow tie and slide it onto that neckband, just like this. And there you have a little boy's necktie. So that one will be for my son. Next, we're going to do a large hair bow for my daughter. Now this is very, very similar to the tie we just made. It's just a little bit bigger. It's about 9 inches by maybe 10 inches. You can really do whatever size you want. Fold it in half, follow the same steps as you did for the bow tie, create the little middle band. The only difference is instead of a neckband, I used an elastic material with a little bit of ribbon on it, and that will act as a headband to go around her head. Next, I'm going to show you how to make the little tutu skirt for my daughter that I made. I took the hem that I cut off of the dress, the big long piece of hem that I cut off when I shortened the dress, and I started by just ironing down about ½ an inch on the ironing board at the top where I cut it. And then I sewed that down in place. Then I went back to the ironing board and folded it over again, this time about 2 inches over, and then I just went right back with my sewing machine and sewed right along that white stitching right on top of it, and that created a nice band. From there, I took some thick elastic and I just weaved that elastic into that band that I just created, and all you have to do is gather it as you go, make sure the elastic gathers as you go, and you will be left with a really cute little tutu. So then take the elastic ends and sew them together. Should look a little bit like this, and to finish it off, go back to the 2 raw edges where you had the ends of that piece of material and sew them together just like this. So here's my daughter's outfit, a little tutu made out of the cut off hem from a dress and a big hair bow to go in her hair, and all I'm going to do is add a little blouse or onesie to that one to finish it. So for my husband, I made him a tie, a men's tie, out of some of the scraps from the dress, and watch my tutorial from last year's video on how to make a men's tie to see how I did this. And finally, my own dress, all I needed to do was put a new hem into the dress, which I just folded over ½ an inch, folded under again about an inch, and sewed it in place and ironed it down. So I had the new hem in my dress. And then I was going to add sleeves to the top of the dress, but I just couldn't get them to work right. So instead, I folded down the sweetheart neckline to make it just a straight cut across neckline, and then left it the way it was. And so all I'm planning on doing is adding a little shrug to make the dress complete. So that's my dress, my husband's tie, my little boy's bow tie, my little girl's tutu and bow, and that's everything out of one dress. Now you'll have to wait till after Easter to see our family picture because it's just too hard and too dangerous to put all of our Easter outfits on right now. So we're going to wait until Easter to put everything on to get the picture, and I'll try to remember to get a picture to show you all after Easter is over this year. So thanks so much for tuning in. I hope this gives you some ideas to be creative on your own, to recycle something and make it into something new. And please join me right back here next week for more money-saving ideas that will make you look good.